Hello everyone, once again welcome back to my channel, and in today's video I am going to show you some eye-opening data. So we are going to compare the salaries of freshers in the year 2012 to the salaries that they were making in the year 2022, and we are going to make a comparison of what CEOs in those respective companies used to make in 2012 and what those CEOs were making in the year 2022 over a 10-year period. So in 2012, the Infosys CEO was making somewhere close to 80 lakh rupees, and in 2022, the CEO is making 79.75 crore rupees, whereas the average salary of a fresher in Infosys in the year 2012 was 2.75 lakh rupees, whereas in 2022, the fresher in Infosys was paid 3.6 lakh rupees. Same is the case with Wipro. You can see that the salary has increased from 2.4 to 3.5 lakh rupees for a fresher, whereas it has improved massively from a 5.1 crore in the year 2012 to 64 crore in the year 2022 for its CEO. So you can have a look at the data of other IT companies as well in India. So if we take a look at the average, then in the last 10 years, the average salary of a starting fresher in an IT company has grown by approximately 45%. Whereas the average CEO's salary of an IT company has grown by a massive 835%, which is more than 20 times the salary of the average CEO. Now, I wanted to do a small analysis of how a fresher who is currently residing in the city of Bangalore, where most of these fresher jobs are based out of, would be dealing with these finances with this salary. So if the fresher is making somewhere around 3.5 to 4 lakh rupees, then the monthly take-home salary will be close to 27 to 29,000 rupees in hand. So if you take the example of Bangalore, the average renting price is around 20,000 rupees, and even if the person is sharing his apartments, his rental share will be around 10,000 rupees. If you consider electricity charges, maintenance charges, and water charges, this will come up to around 2,500 rupees. If you consider food will take up somewhere around 4,000 to 5,000 rupees, and transportation would take up another 1,000 rupees. And let us take a miscellaneous expense of 2 to 3,000 rupees. So at the end of the month, the individual will have anywhere close to 2,000 to 3,000 rupees as his total savings. Now you say, in this world where inflation is growing at a rapid pace and the prices of goods and commodities are soaring at such an exponential rate, is this salary enough for a fresher to sustain a life in a city like Bangalore? Obviously, the answer to this is no. So the individual has to do a lot of hard work and upskill himself in order to ensure that his salary is increasing on a year-on-year basis. Well, to be honest, if we don't take this conversation a bit overboard, CEOs are paid such hefty salaries because of the accountability that they hold. And a majority portion of their salaries are not fixed component but a variable component, which is directly linked to their own performance. If the company is performing good, which means that the CEO is doing well, and the company will reward the CEO accordingly. But such is not the case with the fresher because he is not being given any variable salary. So let us keep all these conversations aside right now and understand why the salaries of freshers have been abysmally low over the last 10 years, where the salaries of CEO have grown by more than 800%, whereas the salaries of freshers have remained stagnant. So the first reason basically is supply and demand. India approximately produces 1.5 million IT engineers every year, and the demand by such IT companies in India is only close to 3 lakh employees. So obviously there is a demand-supply mismatch. The supply is a lot more than the demand actually is. So the companies can actually dictate in terms of the salaries that they are offering. And the second reason can be attributed to the poor skill set and poor quality graduates that India is producing. Obviously, with the mushrooming of engineering colleges across nooks and corners of the country, the quality of engineering graduates that India is producing is not up to the mark. Therefore, companies have to spend additional money and a lot of extra resources in order to train these individuals, which is also an additional cost that the company has to bear. Hence, they are not being able to provide them the salary as per their expectations. A human resource professor at XLRI Jamshedpur said that since IT companies don't have the concept of labor unions, and since there is such a huge mismatch in terms of the supply and demand, so obviously it is very difficult for the graduates to dictate their terms in terms of the salaries that the companies are offering. But this is just the problem, but there has to be a solution to it, right? If CEOs are being paid disproportionately high, there has to be a middle way. I mean, you cannot justify that the freshers being paid so abysmally low, even though the cost of living has gone so much in the last 10 to 15 years due to rise in inflation. So what are the things that the IT fresher needs to do to ensure that their pay is increasing on a year-to-year basis? The first one is upskilling themselves. The students will have to maintain pace in terms of upskilling. Upskilling right now in a fast changing dynamic world is extremely crucial if you need to be relevant. Once you acquire more and more skills, your demand in the industry will increase further and you will be able to command a salary that you are fitting deemed for in that particular company. Another thing that you can do is once you acquire a specific skill set for which the industry has a demand, you can consider switching companies. So there is a research and a lot of data to prove that staying in one company for a longer duration of time will not result in a higher pay rise as compared to when you switch companies every 2 to 3 years. And also you need to ensure that continuous learning becomes a part of your lifestyle. We are staying in a very dynamic world where the technologies and the aspects of technologies and industries are changing at a very fast pace. Hence, in order to stay relevant, you will have to ensure that you keep learning along with the advancement of technology. So with this, I'm sure that the freshers will be able to command the salary that they are expecting and will be able to grow forward their career in their desired direction. I hope that you liked this video and analysis. If you did, please like the video. And if you have any other specific solution to this problem, please put it down in the comments. And if you want me to make any specific videos, do let me know in the comments as well. And in order to see more interesting videos like these, please hit that subscribe button. Have a great day.